Hi everybody, and welcome back to Plastic Models by a Regular Dude. And today I am starting on the Dragon SdKfz 251/17 Ausführung D, kit number 6292. This kit was sent to me by my good buddy H.G. Barnes, and I've had it for about, good grief, probably a year now, and I'm finally getting cracking on it. So I'm not going to do an in-box thing because, you know, those can be boring, but here's the instructions. Now, I've actually started it, and HG had already done a little bit. He had put the photo etch on the sides of the hull here. So I touched that up just a little bit because some of the parts had come loose. And then he also did this much of the workable tracks, which these are really nice. These are really cool workable tracks, and it's kind of neat that they come in the kit, and you can either use that or the good old magic tracks. So this has got one of those cool, I think they call them dragon cards. I'm not too familiar with the dragon stuff, but yeah, it's pretty cool. You got the easy tracks, what they're called. These are different. The decals. This it's DS, Dragon DS, which is, I guess, Dragon styrene. It's a flexible styrene type stuff. It's like a canvas cover of some type, and then we got some other action down in here. You know, some more parts. Those are really nice. The I think those are the indicators that go on the fenders. Some other photo etch. This is all stuff I'm really going to talk about. Then you got this nice photo etch deal here, which takes the place of that plastic part. Now, in all fairness, the plastic part is not bad. It's really kind of thinly molded. The dimensions are a little bit different, but that is a really nice looking part there. And I'm going to be using all this photo etch as much as that stuff makes me want to cringe sometimes. But then there's a couple more photo etch parts here. Looks like another one here that is, you know what I'm thinking? I don't know. I'll check later. But this is that same part, but unformed. So that's kind of weird. Huh. But anyway, there's that. And then it also comes with this cool DS figure. And I've never done a DS figure before, so this should be interesting. But it's really, the detail on it's really nice. But anyway, as I said, I've already started some of it. Specifically, the first part of step 1, which is these 3 very tiny pieces, which are right there. So as you can see, those are pretty stinking small. That's 3 pieces, but I got that glued together. So as I said in my introduction video for this, in my update for the month, I'm not going to do a step-by-step kind of thing. I just want to do this quick intro, let you know I'm getting going on it, and I'll touch base back here in a little bit after I do some more of the construction. I may, talk a little bit about each individual step, but I'm not going to do build stuff like I normally do, especially on my beginner video. So anyway, I'm going to build a little bit and I'll come back. Okay, quick check-in. So here's what's done so far. There's actually a couple of parts missing, and just supposed to be an axle or drive shaft kind of thing going from here to here, but it's going to be completely under the floor, so it doesn't really matter. But I got the front suspension components installed, and I got the torsion bars and arms installed. and there was one missing from the kit. So, you know, torsion bar broke on this one, so it's missing. And it won't be a big deal because it's one of the backer wheels or something. But anyway, that part's done. Getting the wheels all put together. And just the main reason I'm blabbing on this part is on here. On this, this one is E4 and E2 maybe, or is it the other one? Anyway, the one with the long axle in between, there's a little key and keyway there, I'm going to call it, so you get it lined up properly. I found that when putting it together, it kind of sits cockeyed, like the little this right here stands a little bit tall. It's a little bit too far out this way, so I just took this and cut it down just a little bit so I could get it to sit a little flatter, and it's easier to get lined up whenever I glue it. So that's that. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. I just wanted to kind of share that. Alright, so here's what I've got done so far. I got the wheels all done. Glued the front wheels together. Those are done. I did the benches. I haven't done the figure yet. I've got, let's see. Well, let me just show you. I've got this much done here. Now, I haven't glued in the, whoops, I'm looking at the wrong page here. Sorry, guys. So I got all this done. I got the dashboard and all that. That's done. Now I haven't glued it in place, but that's because I want to paint it before I glue it into place, but it does fit in there nicely like that. I have to do a little bit of clamping to get it to, you know, squeeze in tight and everything. But it all went together fine. I basically got everything done in sub-assemblies. So I got 3, 4, 5 is all done. And then 7, I glued the floor in. Got the ammo boxes ready. So those are ready to go. The ammo storage bins. The bench seats. Side bracing, all that. I haven't put the MP40s in yet because I'm going to wait until after. That's going to be one of the last things I do after weathering, because I don't, you know, I'm not thinking they'd allow their defensive weapons get so mangled. And I got the sides glued on, got the back all glued together, and the front. Now it's done in some groovy clear stuff, so what I did is I masked off the vision blocks, and then after I get it all painted, I'll peel that off. So I got that done. I got the sides glued on. Now, a couple of things to note. Now, when doing the benches here, there's a couple of pins on the bottom, and they look like this. Okay, they have these pins that locate in holes in the floor. Okay, however, they don't tell you in here to pre-drill holes through the bottom for the pins on those benches. So that's something to watch for before you glue this, and don't glue that into place and then glue the benches, because, you know, I mean, you can do it, but you're not going to get as precise of a location. So that's something to watch for. So you need to drill this floor plate here, needs to be drilled from underneath for the benches. That's something they neglected to mention. All right, so let's see what else. The photo etch springs on the backs of the seats. They look pretty good. They glued on there rather easily. The kit, the styrene, they're not bad. I mean, they look good, but these just add a little bit of nice detail being photo etched, and it's something that glues on there really easy, so it's not fiddly or anything. You just cut those babies out. And one thing I did do to get it to kind of bow out a little bit was I laid it on my bench and used my knife and just rolled over it on this, you know, surface, and it made it bow up a little bit. And if you do it too much, then just reverse it and you'll be fine. But I got all this stuff. Now, I'd read on a review somewhere where somebody had to cut the little drive teeth on these drive sprockets. He had to cut those off so it would fit in the track. Now, as you can see here, it fits fine, okay? What I think might have happened with this person, and I don't know for sure, but unless you're really paying attention, whenever you glue these together, you really have to squeeze these. You can push it together and it feels like it's seated, but you have a really wide gap right here in these teeth, so it's too far apart to fit in between, to fit into the gap of the track. So you have to really give it a good squeeze and it'll pop into place. So that's something to take note of. You really have to give those a squeeze, and you just want just barely a little bit of a gap right there between these teeth. So that's one thing to look out for. Then another thing, this was something else I saw on a review somebody had posted. I don't think it was the same one. I think it might have been a different one. Another thing to look out for is the way these side plates install on the hull here. So I don't know if you can see it very well, but you see there's like a little bit of a channel right here. So I should have videoed this before I put it together, but there's a slight gap between the floor and the side right here. So on this part, on these side walls, there is like a little lip, and what you need to do is you need to lay it flat, fit it in to where that little lip goes past the sides of the lower hull, and then you fold it up like this, and that lip, that little ridge that runs along the whole bottom edge of this plate here, catches on the inside of the side plate of the lower hull. I hope I'm making that clear. That way it gives you a nice positive even connection all along. Now this part may be kind of wonky looking, so you just got to hold it in place, and then you just pop this out and it will line up with the front, because when you first pop it into place, this part right here will be kind of jammed in here. So you just hold it in place and just kind of pop it down. And if it doesn't line up perfectly, just wiggle it a little bit forward or backward to get this stuff up here to line up as closely as possible. That way you can end up with a seamless joint right there. Otherwise, you know, you're gonna have to do some filling and other stuff, and it may throw off the fit elsewhere. So so here's a quick illustration of what I'm talking about, how they interlink together. So this here is the bottom, and pardon the crudeness of it, and it's out of scale, but this is the bottom of the lower hull. Okay, this is the back edge. This right here is the floor plate right here. It's angled here, and when you glue it into place, it's got locators further ahead, so you're going to end up with a gap like this at the back. You can kind of see right here where there's a gap. Okay, the side plate, this part here, has like a little ridge, and what that does is when you lay it in flat and then tilt it up, this part right here will be lined up right here. Okay, so it gives you a nice positive connection. So hopefully that's kind of clear and gives you an idea what I'm talking about. other than those things to watch out for, everything else is pretty good. The back plate, I had to fill in this hole here because it's only got fire extinguisher on one side. I may have to put a little bit more filler in there. It looks like it's settled a little bit. But again, I'm going to leave this off until I get the stuff painted. But you know, this all fits together pretty good. I have a gap there, but I think that is going to be covered by the fenders, so we should be good there. Now whenever I glue the sides, and I'll talk about this later whenever I actually start the putting this stuff together, I'm going to be doing a piece at a time. I'm going to do one side and work my way around just like I do on aircraft, because you know, I want this stuff to get all lined up and fit properly. So but I'll talk more about that. See, there's locating tabs inside of there. I'll make sure that's all lined up before I start throwing cement on it, because this does hang down a little bit, but I'll talk about that later. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I've got a little bit more to do here. I've got to now that this has dried, I can glue this to the front here. It lines up just right. Then I need to glue this plate on top here. And it's not going to stay because I haven't got the other part glued on, but this part goes right here. So I'll get that glued into place. And then I can start painting that stuff whenever it's time. But after that, I start working on the side tool boxes and all that kind of stuff, the gun mount and all that. So I think what I'm going to do, since I'm pretty much done up to 12 except for gluing all those sub-assemblies together, I think I'm done with this video, because next, other than those two little, other than that piece and the armor plate in front of the driver there, I'm done up to 12. So I think that's long enough for this video, because I'm not wanting to do a whole big old detailed mess. Just mainly want to point out some things to watch for if you build this kit yourself. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Keep an eye peeled for the next update, which will be coming in the not too distant future. And as always, if you have any questions or comments or any tips, if you've built this kit before, anything to look out for as I move along, please let me know in the comment section down below, and I'd really appreciate it. So anyway, that's it for now on the SdKfz 251/17 Ausführung D by Dragon, kit number 6292. That's the end of this part. So thanks for watching as always, and I will see you all later.